You clicked on this video and I know something's wrong because you want to find out some answers. You have deep pressing questions and I know exactly how you feel. I feel it too. Inside my stomach, inside here, like butterflies in my chest, like that eerie feeling, like the whole world's going from white and grey and into black and into this cold, dark chamber where you feel like a trapped bird inside of this little cage that I form with my hands. You feel like I once did, like an absolute, utter failure. Watch this if you feel like a failure. I want you to look deep into my eyes and I want you to know that you aren't alone. When I was younger in school, I never felt included. I've said many times how there were three groups: the popular group, the medium group, and the nerds. And slowly but surely, I descended from popularity to middle group to the lowest group, losing all of my social status and losing all of my rank. If you feel like a failure, I fully understand. In fact, I need to move the camera so you can get a better view of this. What happened was my friends in the middle group, apologies for that, used to play a video game called Fortnite. Day in, day out. We would all be on that chat. Alright guys, we're dropping in boys. And what happened was, I slowly started to develop that excess fat on my stomach. Fat. Unhealthy. I stopped exercising. I stopped going outside. I would just get addicted to playing Fortnite. In fact, I would play so much and my mouth would go like this. Because I was excited when I got mats. I was excited when I got, whatever the materials were, bullets and whatever you want to call it. When I got those materials in the game, I was so excited. But I was spending every day coming home and playing Fortnite. Finish school from 7 till 2 or 3, come home, immediately on my computer and mouse. As they say, if you play Fortnite, you got to stop playing games. Because I was cranking 90s, just like this. See with my hands, WASD. And I can even, this is probably if I put my hands on the screen, on my computer and mouse and keyboard, I'm definitely cranking 90s right now. This is how you crank 90s. You turn. I was giving up my life to video games. In fact, it got so bad. When I was younger, I didn't have a TV at home. And my best friend named Jacob, I've even said this before, my best friend named Jacob had a TV. I've explained this a long time ago, but I wanted a TV because all my friends did. We went to the shop, the wholesaler called Macro, and I picked the TV. And it wasn't long after that I started watching YouTube, listening to music videos. But I was limited by how, I've said this before many times, that I was limited by how quickly I could use my controller. But next thing, I saved up my money and I got an Apple TV. And from there I started playing video games, Flappy Bird. And there was one called, I think they called it Asphalt, where you go like this with a remote and you can drive the car. Well, there was a water sport game that I loved to play. But it was these video games that were detracting from my ability to play outside. When I was younger, when I was in the first grade, I had terrible behavior, but I started to cooperate with the teachers, with the parents, and something else I got was actually an electric scooter. And I loved, for the first 2 years, grade 1 and grade 2, before the internet, before video games, TV, everything, I would go on my computer. Sorry, I wouldn't go on the computer, I would go on this electric scooter. And it didn't have any power. I was young, I was small, maybe weighed 20 or 30 kg, but I would push the scooter like you can't believe, all the way up the hill, and I would zoom down the hill on the electric scooter. We had the small little concrete patch in the garden, and I had a little ramp off. I would push, and then I would ramp off on this little scooter. And that scooter was where I was playing outside and getting fit and getting strong. But soon after that, the internet came, Apple TV, smart TV started to take over our lives. And then that's why I hate technology more or less, because it allows us to connect. I can connect with you, but I hate technology because it forces me to then, or at least then, get onto these video games. So Fortnite came only later with all my friends, but before that it was taking me away from riding my scooter and playing outside that I so desperately loved. And in fact, on a Saturday or Sunday, there used to be these kids in the neighborhood that would play cricket. There would be a guy there with a fielder, who was a fielder, there would be a guy who was a bowler, and I had a good best friend, one of my best friends, named Josh. Unfortunately, we had a fallout because I had a dog bite, and it was his dog, and it was a whole situation. But we used to play outside. This is how it was when my mom grew up, when my parents grew up. But then I only got 2 or 3 or 4 years of my life before the internet started to make these people antisocial, or they just grew up and then stopped playing outside. But while I did enjoy that, it meant a lot to me, and it did format my brain. In fact, at the community centre, we used to play hopscotch. Josh's mom her name was Sandra, and Josh's mom had this hopscotch mat, and all the kids would come playing hopscotch, and whoever would win the competition would get a prize every time you went from 4 to 5 or from 5 to 6. Because remember, hopscotch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. If you get to 10, you win the game. So every time we would get from 1 to 2 or get the next token, we would get the next number, Sandra would give us all a gift. So that was wonderful, at least having that vestige of a bygone era, as they say, to be able to play with kids, play outside. But then soon enough, even that started to fade, and I grew up no longer wanting to play hopscotch. So I can say thank goodness for the beginning part of my life that I had. But then from video games, one day I decided I'm not playing Fortnite anymore. But it wasn't long before I started playing Apex Legends, which is another FPV, or first-person view shooter, FPS. Does that make sense? And then from there, I kind of said I'm done with video games. I'm wasting my time. I look stupid. But then I started watching YouTube, and that was then from age 13 to age 17. But it started diminishing, but still at least consuming some content every day. And it wasn't just video games. It was video games, the internet, and social media. And I remember with my friends, at the similar time that I was playing Fortnite, they were all on social media, all on Instagram, but luckily I never got onto TikTok. And something interesting, I was doing some research as to what the average time that people spend is on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, and that. Apparently it's roughly, and don't quote me on this, but it's approximately 30 minutes on social media when it comes to Instagram, 30-minute average time on Instagram, 30-minute average time on TikTok. And the other day I downloaded TikTok just to see maybe I could post some videos and make these funny dancing videos, which I love to do, or gym and whatever. And as I got into the app, the first thing it does is it plays a video and forces me to watch, which I just swipe past. Then I click profile. Immediately, as I open the app again, reverts back to a video. So TikTok is just collecting my user data and doing everything that they can just to get me addicted and hooked. And I think that even that is far worse than video games, because there's no interaction, there's no interpersonal connection. Hey boys, dropping in, ready to play, can you get some bullets, can you revive me? I mean, even that, even though it's a video game, it facilitates that social connection, at least through talking and at least through chatting. But these things are antisocial because they atomize you and send you away on your own with your phone. And you know, the simple test for this is to go anywhere. I like to say go to a coffee shop. But even if you go to a restaurant, or you go to a place where they are, let's say even in school, when I was in school, the kids would secretly be using their phone. Just like this. But imagine I'm using my phone, but it's here. I could be speaking to you right now and you wouldn't even know I'm using my phone. Because it's like this. The people, it's not even kids. People are used to using their phone, and it's actually antisocial. There's a lady here at the school, and she's a brilliant receptionist. She makes tea, coffee, and all that kind of stuff. She's a wonderful lady. But sometimes she'll be on her phone watching a TV program while she's filling in emails, while she's filling in orders and whatever. So it shows you that even people who have a job, people who are focused, use their phone. One last example I want to give you is that there's a restaurant, fancy steak restaurant, and outside I always see the employees sitting there. Some are smoking a cigarette on their lunch break, but almost all of them are on their phone. And they're not on their phone researching or posting videos or doing anything productive, producing. They are swiping. So that's why video games, social media, and the internet is ruining your life, wasting your life away. You need to choose what you want. I've made the right choice. Maybe you can follow after me, but I want the best for you. Let's see what choice you make, okay?